Well, good evening, guys. Exciting news. I was just gifted a old Dell laptop. It is model 600M. It's got an Intel Pentium M, 1.6 gigahertz with a half a gig of RAM, and a 25 gig hard drive. So what I'm going to do is make this my Freenas server. I'll be purchasing next weekend a external hard drive. And so tonight I will be reformatting this hard drive and installing Freenas to use as my network attached storage. So I can start dragging and dropping all my files over. Me and my girlfriend are running a lot of YouTube videos, so we're want to do backups and have a place to keep all our files and pictures, as well as media's movies and that sort of thing. So that's what we're going to be doing. So just want to give you a sneak peek of what's going on, and I'm very excited. Been doing quite a bit of homework on Freenas, and definitely have a good understanding how it works, and I think I may be able to get this figured out. This has a NIC in it. I think it's 10100, which is fine. I understand it's not gig. That's fine. I will definitely replace this machine in the future, but for a free machine I already had, so I'm going to go ahead and wipe this hard drive and get it installed. So be back with you guys shortly. Bye. Well, good evening. Back from part 2. I finally have the CD made with Freenas on it. As you see, I've booted into my boot up menu, and I'm selected to see the install process of Freenas on my Intel Pentium laptop. And once this goes well, then I'll be purchasing an external hard drive. So I'm really excited, and this should be pretty fast as far as the install, because it's only a 100 meg file. So yeah, this should be pretty quick as far as the install. Now it still has Windows XP on the desktop, so I will have to, of course, reformat the hard drive. It's only got a 25 or 30 gig hard drive, so unfortunately I won't be able to partition the internal storage. For testing purposes, I'm going to use a 32 gig thumb drive. Just kind of test it out and see how well the files work. My router is currently in the other room. I don't believe it supports wireless. I know I probably don't. I know I don't want to go wireless fast. I know I probably don't want to boot, or not boot, but run it wirelessly. But I may right now until I get my house all set up. And so yeah, there we go. Alright, so let's see what options we have. And I'm not going to go into the shell. I think we should go to install and upgrade. So I'll hit enter, and we get a blue screen of death. Yeah, 27 excuse me, 27 gig Fujitsu drive, probably a 30 gig drive once it's formatted. 28 gig. Okay, I am really excited about this. I've been wanting a server for a very long time. Of course, the big warning here: erasing all partitions and data. You cannot use for sharing data. Install a flash drive. Media is preferred to installing on a hard drive. Unfortunately, this computer doesn't support booting to a thumb drive. I tried to install it that way originally, the Freenas. It didn't take it, so I had to burn a CD, which no big deal, whatever. I just bought a 5-pack at Walmart. And there it goes. It starts the install process. Not sure how long exactly that's going to take. It's saying 1 minute and 30 seconds. So that's actually pretty quick. 45 times. Oh, percent. I'm sorry, that's percent. So 60%. Yep. I'm sorry if this video is a little boring, but I actually want to show you guys the complete install process. There's only got 9 seconds left, so I think you guys can hang in there for that. Of course, after I use this and get more familiar with it, and I will be building a dedicated machine. Now, I was watching one guy. His name's Eli, the computer guy. Awesome guy. Go check out his tutorials. He's got so much great information, and that's where really sold me on Flying Disc because he did a video on Freenas. But basically, his whole thing was with servers were laptops, even brand new laptops off the shelves. You know, picking one up at Best Buy or a refurb on Newegg or something like that was a great idea because, one, it's got a keyboard and screen already built into it. The hard drives are coming more than big enough built into them that are, you know, 300, 500 gig, even upwards of 1 terabyte hard drive in a laptop. There we go. Freenas installation has succeeded. Please remove the CD-ROM and reboot. Alright, so we're going to take out the CD drive. But his whole thing was that laptops were good. Like I said, the keyboard and screen were already built into it. Also, they're low powered, and they have a battery backup already built into them. So if you lost power for an hour or 2 hours, more than likely, it's going to be before the battery dies. So, granted, you're not supposed to leave them in all the time, but I think a $400 or $500 laptop is better than a $3,000 or $4,000 server, personally, and I think that's an amazing idea. Now, unfortunately, you can't get, unless you buy a nice, really high-end laptop, you can't get more than 1 hard drive in there. Most gaming systems support dual hard drives for RAID, but most consumer only support one hard drive. But I kind of agree with him. I think that's a wonderful idea. I got an Asus laptop over here. It's got a Pentium dual core with DDR2 RAM. It's right at 3 years old. I purchased it, but it can't keep up with me anymore. It's too underpowered, so I'm definitely looking to upgrade. The battery just died in it. And I think for 3-year battery, I think that's pretty impressive. But then again, I take really good care of my stuff. The power supply died, but only because my wonderful ex-girlfriend dropped it on the power plug. So it broke the end of the power connector, so I had to replace it. But we'll go ahead and we're going to reboot the system. Rebooting. But yeah, so I think that is a wonderful idea. So I personally am now all for using laptops as servers. Low powered, battery backup, and they're cheap. I mean, you can get a new system for $100, or not $100, but you know, $300, $400. You know, a little dual core processor is more than fast enough to run the system. And we'll probably need networking before this system will really play nicely. And if you hear purring, my cat is right here. So I've been gone for 3 days, so I'm just getting back. I've been out of town with my girlfriend. Honestly, don't know a lot of this stuff means. UHCI, root hub. I know I've heard that term before. High speed 2.0. Of course, I know what that means. CD present. Nope, don't want CD. Ignore the CD. Try to mount root. UFS. I really didn't want UFS. If my understanding is UFS is very demanding. It's a very robust file system. You can use very large drives, but yeah, DHCL, DH client. Yeah, I think it's wanting internet connection. Yeah, starting network. Okay, so we need and I just lost system. Okay, whatever, guys. Give me just a second. Let me plug it into the router, and I'll be right back. So we got plugged in Ethernet and power. So there's our power cord. I have a 32 gig USB. Of course, it's blank, but we are going to go ahead and power the system back on. And hopefully this runs a little smoother now. There you go. Now you guys can see it. Alright, we'll just let it boot by default. And this is version 8.2. This is the latest version they just released. This is a 32-bit version because I don't believe it's a 64-bit processor in here. And really that didn't matter to me because there's not more than whatever 3 gigs of RAM. I think the system has a ½ gig, which this is more of just for testing purposes anyway, so that's That's perfectly fine with me. And that's my crazy cat trying to get out of the bathroom because I locked him in there because I'm about to go to bed. Here we go. Active. Pretty straightforward, guys. I mean, as you saw, I ran the disk. And this is a Pentium M. So I'm sure if you're running like a solid state disk and a new quad core or dual core system, wow. Now I see why people are going to be able to install these on like Pentium 3s and Pentium 4 systems, because okay, so what do we do? Configure network interface, configure link aggregation, VLAN interface, default route, configure DNS, reset web GUI login credentials. Oh, so I'm supposed to go there on my network 192.168.1.3. So we will do that. Actually, let's do ahead, and I'm going to option 1. I want to change that IP address because there may be a conflict eventually. BFE0, I'm assuming that's the Ethernet port. Reset network configuration. I'm assuming yes. Hopefully, give me the option to manually enter. Yeah, okay. Not exactly what I wanted. Sorry, I'm still kind of new to this, guys. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. Alright, you know what? We're just going to go to the IP address. So, let me go to my laptop. Hang on one second.